We won't be sparing you.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Straight ahead, it's Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a great one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wild Card game.
Here we go, D, get off the field. 56, the mic, boys, 56. Check, 56. All day. 56, pull it, check 13, check 13.
They'll fake the handoff, now Fields. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Baron Browning. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Well behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 18. Another try after the first down sack. Fields escaping the pressure right. Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Nobody ever wants the interception on the opening drive to happen, but when it happens in the playoffs, it feels like it's a bigger deal. What a rough start.
And how about these visitors? The defense just went right on the field and seized momentum. You know, almost like they're saying, okay, no one expects us to win this one. Let's go ahead and give them a shock early. Took the ball from the home team and put them in the hole.
Because this crowd, one of the best in the league, especially this time of year, it's going to be tough to take them out of it, but that's a heck of a start. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. Behind the sticks here with a 2nd and 15. Here's Locke to throw. Flush to his right. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game. Williams will score. Touchdown, Broncos. Things could just not have started any better for them. They get the turnover, the football right away, able to capitalize on offense for 6.
And we're talking about setting a tone in any game, right? The first points of a ball game. How about during the playoffs? Vitally important, and they've done that in this one.
McManus's point after is good, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And this will be a Jaguars first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37.
Good running right there. And this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances. And he picks up nice yardage on that one.
On first down, Fields. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
A play fake, now Fields to throw. He's going to look deep for Moore. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Similar to a shooter in basketball, just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Watch the run. Watch the
A
run.
handoff for Etienne. And he'll be down close to the first down marker as he gets this to the Broncos' 43-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. They'll run with Etienne. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Fields throw complete there to Moore. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down.
Right there, 56. Check Mike. Shift. Watch the shift. Shift.
Now it's Fields. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Fields. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Broncos are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
On 2nd and inches, Locke under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. throw there going to be incomplete.
This is what you want to see from the defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
Fielded just inside the 30. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper.
And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Rondale Moore, 60 yards. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Locke and the Broncos going to come up first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Throwing to start the drive. Locke. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. CD, he tried to kind of lob that one in there. It looked pretty going through the air. And the problem was it was in the air a little bit too long.
Yeah, that's a tough one because for that type of a route and what he tried to do and needed to do, he had to put a little air under it, and the defender was actually able to take advantage of it because it hung up there just long enough for him to get there and take it away.
Yeah, this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. Second and 10. A give, running right, Etienne. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Chandler Jones with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good. These playoff games have a tendency to be tight. You have to wonder if that missed field goal could haunt him later.
Yeah, we're always looking for the key plays, right? The ones that we're going to magnify. Usually those happen in the second half or later in the game. This might be the key play of the game showing up here in the first half.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jags are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Now it's 2nd and 9. Here's Fields. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. They look to throw. It's Locke. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
This is a big play in this wild card matchup, facing 3rd and goal. They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Javonte Williams with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes it all the way down to the 28-yard line. It's a big play for the Jaguars. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Etienne. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. To throw is Fields. Oh, leaping, and he makes the grab. Touchdown, Jaguars. Rondale Moore with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Jaguars are within an extra point of tying this one up. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides of this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
3 down. Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57. Coming.
Throwing now is Locke. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah showing his strength and quickness there. A loss of 4. So 3rd and long now for Locke and the Broncos following the sack. Play fake. Locke. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. He had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his second, but instead it's 4th down. Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Here's a give to Etienne. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
On 2nd down, Etienne once more. Oh, and now some space to operate. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, 45 yards. And the Jaguars on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambo. And the lead is now 21-14. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
You can't block me. You can't block me. You can't block me.
Now on 2nd and 13. Locke. This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Coming up at the half, we remind you that we're going to do what we've done all year. We'll get you down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown of what's going on here in this wild card weekend. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure, and these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw it is Locke. Flush to his right. And Locke throws another one. It's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And we'll see if that pick 6 looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome. But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side. It deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that, because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there, it's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here.
Switch up. 57's the mic. 57.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Locke. Oh, he stays up. That's a loss of 8 yards there to bring up 3rd. Now to throw. Got a man. It's De'Ami Brown, complete. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Push him back. Push him back.
Locke gonna throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Kenneth Murray. And he's going to have a first down, as they're also in the field goal range at the 28. Yeah, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just have to say, let's take a knee and go in at the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And, Charles, that had to be an interesting locker room at halftime. This is a team that's had so much success this year. Haven't really had to deal with a lot of adversity at halftime, to be honest. But now here they are with their playoff lives on the line.
And I think when you're alluding to that interesting locker room, you're just wondering, how are they handling that bit of adversity that they're seeing right now? Because I think this is a team that has to look to lean on the veterans at this point. We know we're better than this. We've proved it all season. Let them disseminate that confidence through the locker room. But this opening drive, it'll be an important one for them to give them a little jolt of confidence moving forward.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lock. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to them. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Jags grab it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Well, if these guys wanted to get back in this game, they needed an almost perfect second half. And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
Eluding the pressure right. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And the Jaguars are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Etienne once more, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Set, ready, 6 yards. Exit, exit. 56.
Back to throw, Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Broncos will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception.
And now here is another interception. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead is now 24. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Going up top. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
I think we've seen this before. If someone's down 3 scores, that situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Take it at the 37. Now a hit and a loose football.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turn it over there, that's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the left. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Patrick Queen came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They'll try the left side. Lucas. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2. 75 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Now here's Fields on the sneak. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Justin Fields keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Jags continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and that will extend this big lead. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Lock. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Josh Oliver, 42 yards. And the Broncos get a bit closer. McManus's point after is good. And the lead is down to 24. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all. And they're trying to get something going after one there. But you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Now Riddick. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. One quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 7. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Coming up on 2nd and 7. They go back to Riddick. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This time it's 3rd and 3. Throw left side complete. That's Anderson. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they are most likely staring at a cold end to their season here in this wild card. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Jags grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They'll run on first down. It's Lucas. He's to the 10, and he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A 23-yard run, and the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And at this point, maybe you say, you know, it was a good effort really just to make the playoffs. They couldn't win their division, but did earn a wild card berth. It does appear, however, that their season is just a few minutes away from ending in one-and-done fashion. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be second down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. 47 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times. Play action. Now it's Locke. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. See, this defense, man. At this rate, they're just having fun out there right now.
And normally with this type of a lead, if you're a starter on defense, you're saying, hey, let the other guys play. But with this going on, no one wants to come out of the game. They all want their shot at picking off a pass.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Broncos are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Here we go. Check your hot read.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he loses the football a second time. And the Jags grab it. 20. And he brings this one back. A fumble return for a Jacksonville score. So a great... And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
They'll start things on first with Torrey Cohen. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down. Here's Locke. Now Locke, he lost the football. It's out.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Here's Matt Hawk now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Locke, got to have this one. To the sideline, and he's got it. They say the feet are down. Yes, the line judge says they're in. That'll be a first down.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They can go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
They fake the handoff, now Locke. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7. And McManus able to put it through, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
And you'd have to say they have done what they set out to do in this wild card round. It won't get easier from here, of course, but they'll certainly have some momentum built up for when they hit the road in the divisional round next weekend.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
On 3rd and 2, Daniels. And Diggs has it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
On first down, it's Lucas. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
Season will continue at least one more week as we say so long, everybody.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.